The belief cannot be done by your pastors. You have to believe in what you're hearing and what you're saying. It has to all come together. Without the belief of faith, the word of God is just like mere words. It can't be activated unless you activate it by faith. It says the promises of God is a legally binding declaration. So what is a legally binding document in contract law? It says a legally binding document is one in which each party promises to obey or carry out an obligation. Yeah? Both parties fulfill the terms of the offer. So there are different terms in contract law: consideration and exchange. If either party fails to live up to their end of the deal, the opposite party can pursue legal recourse. We're going to bring that back to the Bible. What does that really mean in what we're talking about today? So what does this mean? The Lord was opening my eyes this morning. He says, there are transactions going on in the spirit realm. The spirit realm it's like the earth. You see how we go through transactions here? The spirit realm is the same thing. There are government in the heavens. They have systems. There's politics. So many things are going on. Your eyes might not have been open to it yet, but it is real, okay? There are transactions in the spirit realm. From where I came from in Africa, a lot of times before you do anything with any evil spirit or anything, you have to bring blood. You have to do, that's a transaction, right? Okay, there are transactions going on in the spirit realm constantly. Like even you being here in church today, you've probably gone through a form of legal binding contract that you have no idea, right? You went to the gas station probably to fill up your car. That's a legal binding transaction. You put the money, you tendered your money, and they gave you gas, right? That is a legal binding transaction. So we are constantly going through transactions. The spirit realm is the same way. You might not be privy to it yet, but the spirit realm is constantly transacting things. They're constantly transacting things. Each party promises to obey, to carry out an obligation. So we know that we're talking about contract, right? So each party promises to obey and carry out a transaction. So you and God, you have a role to play when a promise is being released by God. Let me break it down to you. So both parties must fulfill the terms of the contract. The contract and the terms is the promise. If God promises hasn't been fulfilled in your life, so let's say you went in a place of prayer and God gave you a word, and you live for 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, and everything is still the same. Nothing has changed. And I'm like, but God, you said this about me 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, but why is everything still the same? Remember, in the eyes of God, 1,000 years is like one day, right? But you know one thing else you can do? If God promises has not been fulfilled, you can bring it to his remembrance in prayers. Do you understand that? You can bring it to his remembrance in prayers. I'm going to break it down more in the word of God. I remember when I